Okay, so today is like July 4th, and I just graduated yesterday. I haven't posted an update for May, June, so I'm doing it for July. So, fortunately, there have been a lot of changes that I haven't filmed because the schedule is very busy and hectic. Anyway, um, the pinguiculas that I ordered ended up arriving, but as I got deeper into their care, since they were imports, they're not very acclimated to the Philippines. And also maybe back then, I just wasn't taking care of them very well because, as I've said, I was very, very busy. And I may have compromised their watering or something. I don't know. So, first off is this Asariana. This was not the mother plant. Unfortunately, the mother plant died, and I caught it early on, having some form of rot. Like pings, the normal, the what did they call it again? The dying heart or something, or rotting heart. So unfortunately, well, actually, luckily there was like two plants that came in with the package. This one was the offshoot of that mother plant, and the mother plant I divided, and here they are. A lot of leaves were divided, but unfortunately, I think only one will. Hold on. Where was I? Um. So I think I was talking about the Soriano. Yeah. So yeah. Unfortunately, out of the many leaves that I propagated, I think only this one, will be able to survive. But I guess that's fine too. What I have found is that since those plants were imported from another country, and then uh, they're still acclimating here, I think when I made those divisions, the plant was still pretty weak. So the divisions were not very viable. So anyway, moving on. Another one that I got was a Agnatha potosiensis, which um this was the leaf, the one in the middle, dried out. Fortunately, it's not very healthy too. As I've said, there were imports, so it's gonna take a lot from them to adjust and properly divide in this weather. These were also extra Agnatha potosiensis leaves, but they're not doing too well either, so probably not gonna not gonna be able I'm not gonna be able to have that in my collection anytime soon. Another one is a Gypsicola agnata. I sold the mother plant, um but I made some leaf pullings before I was able to sell that, and this is it. Still looks pathetic, but out of all, like, what, five leaves that I pulled, there's only one that struck properly, and now it's looking healthy. I think it's gonna survive. Another one is the Marginata Cross Hemi Epiphytica. They're looking very terrible when I got them. I think they got weakened by the travel and acclimation and things. And then it started rotting too, like the Asarianas. So I decided to make leaf pulls. This has been here for like a month and still um not looking great. Excuse me. So I guess I'm gonna lose that in my collection too. Another one is the Columensis seglosecta. That one also rotted, unfortunately. A lot of them did. But if this is these are the divisions. That one looks terrible. Hold on. There we go. That one looks terrible. So unfortunately, I don't think that one's gonna make it. But some do look okay. They're making some roots. the main leaf is still looking green, so that's how I usually tell them that they're gonna be fine as divisions. So another thing that I lost in the collection because they rotted is the Pinguicula El Mirador. When that rotted, unfortunately my source, Sir Needs Far, already ran out of that, so he made a replacement for only Pinguicula agnata, which I also happily accepted because it's another species that I really don't have in my collection yet. Also, the Pinguicula cyclosecta have finally matured and is already flowering. That one is a dead flower stalk. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to share it in the video, but maybe next time I will, because this flower bud, as you can see in the middle, is already forming again, and I also made some leaf pulls from that, and I'm propagating cyclosectas again along with those from agnatas. Anyway, that's it for the pings. I made some divisions for Sethos. Oh, also I got a Aphrodite. This one isn't from Needs Far, I think. I think I got this from Sir Jacob Choi. This is just plain Aphrodite. It also looks good. Really hoping I could propagate that one and expand my collection in my room. And I think I'm gonna proceed with the plants that I have outside. So in the 3 months that I've been growing my Sarracenias, the Gelsoni, I actually filled the pot. Very much so that I was able to divide like 3 more plants, 2 bigger ones and 2 smaller ones. I sold the other smaller division and I gave the other bigger division to a friend, and then this one I'm deciding on keeping just as a backup. And then I also divided the leuco somethings. I got 3 big pots and then some smaller ones right here. Some I already sold. I also took the ones, I also took out the other plants that I forced dormancy in April, and now they're looking like this. It's one of them. This is what are you called? Jutta Dipsoper. And then the other one is a Flava ornata from Apalachicolas. They're looking good. The first few growths are terrible though. And then this one, just read that. Another Flava. I also was able to give the Sarracenia minor Okefenokee some dormancy. What else? The Citacina. I also gave dormancy to the Hurricane Creek Whites Leucophila. Unfortunately, that one rotted though, because I probably overwatered a bit after taking them out. So unfortunately I lost that one. So when I divided the Gelsoni, I also took out the previous plant that has been growing there, the one I mentioned. I finally ID'd it to the genera Hypericum, and I trimmed it because it was getting very crazy and big. I got some seeds from it, so I put it in the seed banks. The Purpurea is looking nice. What else? Oh, these were the Sarracenias that I took out in April. The Alata. There we go. The Scarlet Bells. The Tygo. And then the very giant cross. That's a pretty complicated hybrid. There it is, if you can see. And then another weed came out of this pot. It's very pretty. Look at that. I hope you can see that properly. probably related to sunflowers. The pinatas are doing well. There we go. Except for this smaller one, it got small because the flower took all its energy. That's another thing I learned with pinatas too. You can't let them flower when they're still this small. They really can't maintain their growth. I grew some Humpty Doos. This is a pretty weak specimen though. As you can see, they're very small. The flowers look ridiculous, and they're not very good with reproducing. This is just the Tokayensis leaf balls back then. Is now a completely bigger, different plant. This is a Liniflora. I've been collecting a lot of seeds from them. Also been crossing them to prevent the problem with too much selfing. I don't know. This is the Aquatica. Back then I thought this was a Liniflora because that's what I've been told. Upon further investigation with the IDs and cross-referencing though, ID'd it with the Aquatica. I just don't know which form because there's some forms of Aquaticas out there. What else? Mulberry is doing fine. Made a lot of fruits. This other mulberry isn't doing very well. Probably got scorched by the summer sun back in May to June. But I took some leaves off, so it will make some new ones. And unfortunately, it's making less leaves than the other one right there.